Hello, 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 everyone. Good afternoon. I am here with a special guest today. This is our guest expert interview series. So let me quickly introduce you to Jill, and I'm actually going to let her make her own introduction so she can tell us a little bit about her, and then we'll just kick off the interview. Hey, Jill, thank you so much for being here. If you could just tell our audience a little bit about you.
Wonderful. I'm delighted to be here, Sarah, and with you and all of your wonderful folks. And I'm a 4-time best-selling author, including the books Guerrilla Publicity and The Profit of Kindness. And I help people get your message out with publicity. And I run an intentional kindness community, and I speak and train all over the world and teach a virtual publicity crash course. So super excited to just really help people get their message out.
That's wonderful. So tell me, did you start with speaking or with publishing books? Where did you start your entrepreneurship?
Well, actually, I started in the world of publicity as a consultant. I actually owned a PR agency for a while. And then once I wrote my first book, Guerrilla Publicity, that's when, funny enough, it went straight to teaching courses because I wanted to have ways that entrepreneurs could get their word out without having to hire an expensive PR agency. Right. So I know what that was like, and I know that the things to do. So I started that entrepreneurship, and, Guerrilla Publicity was born simultaneously. And then, one book led to another. And next thing I know, I got 4 books. So
That's amazing. That's amazing. So with your teaching, do you teach more of how to write their book or just on how to do PR or publicity?
No, my big thing is how to get your word out. How do you create publicity and get it so that it's easy, no matter whether you have a book, no matter what business you're in. So I work with all kinds of people, whether they have books or not. Do I also know how to get books done? And I've been helping people get published with major publishers and agents. Yes, yes, and yes. And
That's
there's lots of
incredible.
people like interior designers and chiropractors and real estate people and, mortgage people, all kinds of folks that I've been helping over many years, whether they have a book or not.
That's incredible because you know what? These days, everybody is online. So you really have to know exactly how to get your message out there, how to get publicity. So whether it is book or just on the social platform, it is a great way. You have to do it one way or the other, whatever is comfortable to you. But having a book, I've learned a lot lately that it is a great way to leverage your books to get more publicity and to get more, authority, right? Because a lot of people, when you have books, you show to be an established, entrepreneur. It explains your expertise, your story, your backstory, where you started from, because we all relate to people who have similar story as us. So that's wonderful. So with your book publishing, what is the process or how long does it take? I'm asking this because I know I have considered it myself, and I know a lot of the people that I work with or that are within our community have been interested in publishing their books. So that would be a great information that you can share with us.
Well, absolutely. So listen, I've been helping people get major book deals with publishers and agents for 18 years. And here's what I
Oh, that's
found in that time.
awesome.
Yes. And listen, a number of them have gotten over 6 figures with Simon and Schuster. And that's amazing. Doesn't happen a lot, but it's
Wow.
amazing. And to me, anybody who gets a book deal and or self-publishes, it's a beautiful thing. Although reach out to me because I know great hybrid people and people that I can support you with. But, for instance, Guerrilla Publicity. It took about 18 months. Same thing with the McGraw-Hill book, Get Noticed, Get Referrals. About 18, actually almost 24 months, almost 2 years. Now, The Profit of Kindness came out very quickly, 9 months, like a baby, because the publisher, frankly needed something fast. They knew I could get the book done and put it to market quickly. So I was lucky. Usually you got to figure on an 18 to 24 month period for publishers. Now, if you want to go with a hybrid, like I said, I've got great people that I know, or you want to just do it on like KDP through Amazon is a great source. then you could get it done probably, honestly, in 3 to 6 months, quickly. So that's beautiful. And I always recommend maybe even start that way, right? Because I agree with you, Sarah, just getting a book done is powerful, and it will give you a great excuse to get your message out. But here's the thing, my friends, with or without a book, you got to start publicity. And in fact, you got to start publicity about your business to draw those prospects and clients in, to create that familiarity and trust. And super great, book or not, you can start writing articles, which will then create that visibility factor.
Right. You got to have the publicity one way or the other. Actually, it is better to get some type of publicity right away. So when your book is ready, you've got people that will be listening to you, that would be interested in getting your book, because you've already been out there. You've already been visible, have had that publicity and, that know, like, and factor. So it's definitely a great way. Now, what is the easiest way people can get into publicity that you can advise? If they're new, what is the easiest way for them to get into it and then eventually kind of take into the process of advancing and getting more publicity and then getting into a book?
I think the easiest way is through a podcast. And what I recommend is you go to iTunes and type in your word, whatever that is, real estate. The keyword, exactly.
Right.
So, listen, I'm in business, even though my specialty is publicity, and I run kindness circles. So I might put in the word kindness. I might put in the word business. If I put in the word business, I have a far more expanded reach.
Huge, yeah.
Yes.
It's pretty broad.
Yes. And then you can see what podcasts are featuring business connection, and then easier to get on that podcast. So I recommend podcasts first. It's easiest, it's quickest. And I think that's a super great thing to do. The other thing that I want to recommend to all of you is get into Google Alerts. It's completely free. Put in, again, your keyword. So by putting in the word kindness, when the Prophet of Kindness came out, I found out, did you know that World Kindness Day is November 13th. Now, I run this intentional kindness community. I'm doing a kindness summit. All of that was really important to know that November 13th is World Kindness Day. Now we can celebrate it. Now we can get it out there. You see how that kind of keeps going, right?
So you said Google Alerts?
Yes, Google Alerts.
Okay, that's
fabulous,
a good one to know.
Completely free. And I want you to put your subject matter in there, as well as, like, just one word, keyword, as well as your name. Like, Sarah, here's the thing. When Aunt Jemima and Uncle Ben, they changed the name of the rice company and the syrup company. And all of a sudden I got a call from a Dallas ABC TV station who wanted me to comment on this, since I'm a publicity expert, right?
Okay.
It was wonderful, except that here's the truth. I couldn't find the wonderful ABC TV interview when it all got put together. And next day, because I'm in Google Alerts under Jill Lublin, up popped my ABC TV segment. And there I got to now leverage it, publicize my publicity, which is important. I want you to leverage and always publicize your publicity, whether it's the smallest podcast or a big, appearance, my friends. Everything matters, because in the world of publicity, all of it counts.
Got it. So you commented on ABC's publishing. Is that what you did?
On ABC TV in Dallas, Texas, they had me as a featured expert for this segment about, some news that was happening right then. Yes. And this is for all of you, because news is always happening, right?
Right, exactly.
And so my question is, how can you fit in? Like, let's plant your seeds for your beautiful publicity garden now. What's happening in the media right now where you could fit in?
Got it. Well, thank you so much. That's a great tip. And on the podcast, I just wanted to add one more point. Like, when you're searching on iTunes, you can actually also search for businesses that complement what you do. Usually getting interview on complementing businesses are much easier than on competing businesses. So when you search for those, you can actually message the owners or the podcasters requesting for an interview, and as an exchange, you can interview them as well. So it's like an even exchange. So, usually people are interested in being interviewed as well as interviewing you. So that is a great way. So
I love that,
Sarah. On my podcast. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I need to get back on my podcast. So with the book writing, I know you mentioned somewhere between 3 months to even 24 months. That is including the writing, right? Not just the publishing time.
So on the writing, here's the thing I want to say to all of you. Stop making this hard, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Get some
Yes.
help. That means usually either a ghostwriter, an editor, or somebody to help you put together your book. Because I
Mm-hmm.
think that trying to do it all yourself is ridiculous, to be honest. I mean, I'd rather all
Yeah.
of you serve the people you serve and make money as the consultant you are, the coach you are, whatever you're doing, selling your product versus trying to write a book. This is not necessarily, the thing that you should spend all your time doing. So there are plenty of people who love to help in the book writing
Mm-hmm.
process, right? And so
Yes,
engage that. But I would tell you, okay, get this. Done is better than perfect. So it may not be
it
the
is.
first, like, oh my gosh, this is the perfect book, the perfect first book. Just get it out. And that may be just a bit of a down and dirty, could be an action guide. My first book
Mm-hmm.
was my publicity action guide. That was my first book, right? It doesn't have to
Gotcha.
be a whole book. Do whatever you can do that's easy, and let's get it out quick.
Yes, take that imperfect action, get it out. Because if you wait until it's perfect, that means you're too late. That's one thing I talk about all the time. If you wait until it is perfect, that means you're too late. So get it out. And I'm glad you mentioned about Ghostwriter. I actually learned about Ghostwriter about a month ago, which is such a great idea. It's very inexpensive and people will write the entire book for you. And I think they publish it as well, or you can get it published. Definitely get in touch with Jill. Jill, if you can tell us, number one, what you're up to. Do you have something going on, in the near, future? And then let our audience know where they can connect with you.
Absolutely. So I've created a free audio gift for all of you, and I've got a free publicity masterclass also that you can register for, all live, by the way, and interactive with me. So go to publicitycrashcourse.com/free gift. And I think Sarah will also post in the show notes.
I sure will.
Thank you. Publicitycrashcourse.com/free gift. And that gives you a super cool action guide and a free publicity masterclass live with me. That's super fun, and would love to serve you all that way. I'd love to talk to you more about anything you need. And for that, just send us a quick email, support@JillLublin.com. Lots of L's in there, support@JillLublin.com.
That's awesome. Yeah, I will go ahead and post it in the comment so people can just click on the link and get in touch with you. And, definitely get that action guide. I think we all need any action guide or any advice or tips that we can take from you, because you've been in this field, in this business for years. So we can definitely all learn from you. I'll
Thank you.
definitely follow up with you as well, because who does not want publicity? We're in a digital business. So even if you're like in a physical, store location, everybody needs some type of publicity for people to be aware of our existence. A lot of people build this amazing website and they launch it and they have no traffic because they have no publicity. They've never advertised it. Nobody knows that they exist. So that is one thing to be aware of. It's no good to start a business if you don't have a way to publicize it for people to be aware and know that you exist. That way they can look up your service, they can look at your products and be able to purchase it. If nobody buys your product or service, you're not making any money, so you're not in business, right?
Amen, sister. I mean, really, it's like let's move your product, your service, your whatever you're focused on, my friends. Here's the deal. People need to know about you. You need that trust, familiarity. I call it the I've heard of you somewhere syndrome, and it needs to be happening for all of you.
Exactly. That's amazing. What is one tip that you want to leave our people with?
The thing about your message is that you have to solve other problems in the marketplace. So I find a mistake that most entrepreneurs make when they say what they do is like they'll go, I'm a chiropractor, versus, the problem today is that everybody's feeling a lot of stress. And when you're at your desk, here are some simple things you can do to move your body. just as an example, right? And so I didn't say I'm a chiropractor, which I'm not, but I'm just saying,
Oh, I got you.
don't focus on
The title.
the title. Thank you, Sarah. Yeah,
Yeah.
give people actions, real things to do, solve people's problems. They'll remember you.
That's such a great example, Jill, because usually we focus on telling people our title, but they don't know exactly what we're doing. So focus on the problem and tell them how you're going to solve it. Then they can relate and they can understand what it is exactly that you're doing for them.
But even better, I'm going to up level one more, because instead of saying how you're going to solve it, I want you to tell people, get this, you tell people what to do. And give them, I like to say appetizers, not full meals, tell them how to stretch their back at their desk if you're a chiropractor or anyone in the fitness area. And I think, in other words, if you give people real things they can do, give people value and benefit, they're going to come to you.
Got it. So you give them the appetizer so they get a taste of what you do. Then they're like, this worked. Let me see what else I can get.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
I love that. That's such a great tip. I actually learned such a great tip from you. So that's wonderful. Well, I really, really appreciate you, Jill. And I hope that we can see you again in our community. I really appreciate you coming on here. These are great tips. Everybody needs publicity, and I'm sure you're going to hear from us. Know for sure you're going to hear from me, and I'm hoping that the rest of our community will leverage the service that you're providing. That way they can get their business out there and get that publicity that they need. So thank you so much, and we will we'll chat again soon.
Thank you,
have an awesome
Sarah.
day. Take care. Bye-bye.